Echoes of the unknown. The vastness of space stretched before Captain Aria Chen as she stood on the bridge of the ESS Horizon, Earth's most advanced exploration vessel. The ship's sleek design and state-of-the-art technology represented humanity's greatest achievement in space travel. Yet, as Aria gazed into the star-speckled void, she couldn't shake the feeling that they were mere infants taking their first steps into a universe full of wonders and dangers beyond imagination. "Captain, we're picking up an anomalous signal," reported Lieutenant Zara Okoye, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display before her. "It's unlike anything in our database." Aria's heart quickened. This was why they had ventured so far from home, to discover the unknown. "Can you pinpoint the source?" Zara's fingers danced across the console. "It's coming from a nearby asteroid field, approximately 500,000 kilometers from our current position." "Helm, set a course," Aria commanded. "But approach with caution. We don't know what we're dealing with." As the Horizon glided through space, tension mounted on the bridge. The crew had trained for first contact scenarios, but the reality of potentially encountering alien life sent a mixture of excitement and apprehension through the ship. As they neared the asteroid field, a collective gasp rippled through the bridge crew. Floating amidst the chunks of space rock was a vessel of unmistakably alien design. Its organic, almost crystalline structure pulsed with an ethereal blue light, but even from a distance, Aria could see that parts of it were darkened and damaged. "Life signs?" Aria asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Dr. Elias Reeves, the ship's xenobiologist, hunched over his station. "One faint biosignature, Captain. It's weak and fading fast." Aria's mind raced. Their mission was one of exploration and discovery, but now they faced a moral dilemma. The prime directive of non-interference warred with her human instinct to help. "Prepare a rescue team," Aria decided, her voice firm. "We're going over there." Within minutes, Aria found herself in a shuttle with Dr. Reeves and Security Chief Rook Thompson, a towering man whose stoic demeanor belied a sharp mind. As they approached the alien vessel, its true scale became apparent. It dwarfed their shuttle, its crystalline surface refracting starlight in mesmerizing patterns. "There," Rook pointed, his deep voice resonating in the confined space of the shuttle. An opening in the hull. Guiding the shuttle through the breach, they entered a cavernous chamber. Gravity was minimal, and an eerie blue glow pulsed through the walls, giving the impression that the ship itself was alive. "The biosignature is stronger here," Elias reported, his eyes glued to his handheld scanner. "But it's erratic. Whatever, or whoever, we're looking for is in bad shape." They pushed deeper into the ship, marveling at the alien architecture. Corridors seemed to shift and realign as they passed, as if the vessel was constantly reconfiguring itself. "There," Elias exclaimed, pointing ahead. In a small alcove, they found the source of the signal. A creature, unlike anything they had ever seen, lay motionless. Its body was vaguely humanoid, but covered in iridescent scales that shimmered even in the dim light. Multiple limbs, some clearly injured, were curled protectively around its torso. Aria approached cautiously, her heart pounding. The alien's eyes snapped open, revealing swirling pools of silver that seemed to contain galaxies. A weak, melodic trill emanated from it, a sound that resonated in Aria's very bones. "It's okay," Aria said softly, knowing the alien couldn't understand her words, but hoping her tone would convey peace. "We're here to help." The alien's silver eyes fixed on Aria, and suddenly, her mind was flooded with images and emotions. Fear, pain, and a desperate plea for help crashed over her like a tidal wave. Aria gasped, staggering back. "Captain," Rook steadied her, concern etched on his face. "I'm fine," Aria assured him, shaking off the disorientation. "It communicated with me, somehow." Elias approached with a medical scanner, his movements slow and deliberate. Multiple injuries, internal bleeding, and some kind of energy depletion, he reported. We need to get it back to the horizon immediately. As Aria reached out to the alien, its scales shifted color, taking on a softer, almost translucent quality. One of its uninjured limbs extended, tentatively touching Aria's outstretched hand. The contact sent a jolt through her, not painful, but intense, like touching a live wire filled with emotions and fractured thoughts. "We're taking you somewhere safe," Aria said, hoping that even if the words weren't understood, the intent behind them would be. The alien trilled again, softer this time, and Aria felt a wave of gratitude and trust wash over her. With utmost care, they transferred the alien to a stasis pod in their shuttle. As they flew back to the horizon, Aria couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter would change everything. Humanity had dreamed of this moment for centuries, first contact with an alien species. But now that it had happened, she realized that all their preparations and protocols couldn't have truly readied them for the reality. The alien's ship, with its organic technology far beyond human understanding, remained behind, a testament to the wonders that awaited them in the cosmos. But for now, their focus was on saving a life and perhaps forging the first bonds of an interstellar friendship. Back on the horizon, news of their discovery spread like wildfire. The medical bay was a flurry of activity as Dr. Reeves and his team worked tirelessly to stabilize their alien patient. The rest of the crew buzzed with excitement and apprehension. Aria stood at the observation window, watching the medical team work. The weight of command had never felt heavier. Every decision she made now could have far-reaching consequences not just for her crew, but for all of humanity. As if sensing her thoughts, Zara appeared beside her. "What do you think will happen now, Captain?" Aria took a deep breath, her eyes never leaving the alien form on the medical bed. "I don't know, Zara. But I do know this. Today, we've taken our first real step into a larger universe. Whatever comes next, we'll face it together, not just as a crew, but as representatives of our entire species." The alien stirred, its silver eyes opening once more. As they locked gazes, Aria felt that strange connection again. In that moment, she knew that their journey was just beginning, and the stars themselves seemed to hold their breath in anticipation of what was to come. Whispers of the cosmos. The ESS horizon hummed with a nervous energy as news of their extraordinary passenger spread through the ship. In the medical bay, Dr. Elias Reeves worked tirelessly, his brow furrowed in concentration as he studied readouts that defied conventional understanding. "Fascinating," he muttered, adjusting his glasses. "The cellular structure is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's almost adaptable." Captain Aria Chen stood nearby, her eyes fixed on the alien being that lay on the biobed. Its iridescent scales shimmered softly, changing colors in subtle patterns that seemed to correspond with the beeps and whirs of the medical equipment. "Any progress on communication?" Aria asked, her voice low. Before Elias could respond, the alien's eyes snapped open, swirling pools of liquid silver that seemed to contain entire galaxies. A melodic trill filled the air, and suddenly, Aria's mind was awash with vivid images and emotions. She saw a world of crystal spires and flowing energy, felt the warmth of twin suns on her skin, heard the harmonious songs of a civilization in tune with the very fabric of space-time. But underlying it all was a creeping darkness, a nameless terror that sent shivers down her spine. Gasping, Aria steadied herself against a nearby console. "It's trying to tell us something," she managed, her voice shaky. "But it's overwhelming." Elias looked at her with concern. "Captain, perhaps we should." His words were cut short as alarms blared throughout the ship. Lieutenant Zara Okoi's voice crackled over the intercom, tight with urgency. "Captain, to the bridge immediately. We've got company." Aria cast one last glance at the alien, whose silver eyes seemed to plead with her, before racing to the bridge. As she burst through the doors, she was greeted by a sight that made her blood run cold. A massive ship had appeared seemingly out of nowhere, its design as alien as their injured passenger, but far more menacing. Where the crystalline vessel they'd found was organic and flowing, this new arrival was all sharp angles and ominous intent. "Report," Arya barked, sliding into her command chair. Zora's fingers flew over her console. "They just appeared, Captain. One moment our scans showed nothing, the next. They were there. They're not responding to hails." Rook Thumpson, ever vigilant at his security station, added grimly, "Weapons signatures detected. Whatever they are, they're armed to the teeth." Arya's mind raced. Could this be connected to that alien visitor? To the fractured visions of terror she glimpsed in its mind? Before she could voice her thoughts, a beam of sickly green energy lanced out from the alien vessel, striking the horizon with devastating force. The ship rocked violently, consoles exploding in showers of sparks. Shields at 60% and falling. Rook shouted over the cacophony of alarms. "That was no warning shot, Captain. They mean to destroy us." Arya gripped her chair, her knuckles white. "Evasive maneuvers. Zora, keep trying to hail them." "Rook, return fire, warning shots only. I want to know why they're attacking before we escalate this." The horizon banked hard, narrowly avoiding another blast of that terrifying green energy. Arya felt the deck plates vibrate beneath her feet as their own weapons fired, lancing out into the void. Suddenly, the main view screen flickered to life. The bridge crew recoiled instinctively at the sight that greeted them. The being on the screen was vaguely insectoid, with multiple compound eyes and mandibles that clicked menacingly. When it spoke, the universal translator struggled to keep up, its voice a grating buzz that set Arya's teeth on edge. "Humans," it chittered, the word dripping with disdain. "You harbor a fugitive. Surrender the Lumina to us, or be destroyed." Arya's mind whirled. Lumina. Was that what that alien visitor was called? "We found an injured being," she replied, fighting to keep her voice steady. "We're offering medical assistance, as is our custom. We mean no harm." The insectoid creature's mandibles clacked in what might have been laughter. "Your customs are irrelevant. The Lumina is our property. Surrender it, or we will take it from your burning wreckage." The transmission cut off abruptly, leaving the bridge in stunned silence. Arya's hands clenched into fists. Property. The very idea made her skin crawl. Whatever the full story was, she knew in her gut that handing over their vulnerable passenger to these aggressors was not an option. "Rook," she said, her voice steely with resolve. "Battle stations. Zara, get me shipwide." As klaxons blared and the crew scrambled to their posts, Arya took a deep breath. When she spoke, her voice rang out clear and determined throughout the ship. "This is your captain speaking. We find ourselves in an unprecedented situation. We came out here to explore, to seek new life and new civilizations. Now we face a choice that will define not just our mission, but who we are as a species." She paused, letting her words sink in. "We have been ordered to surrender our alien guest to an aggressor who claims ownership over a sentient being. I say this, we will not comply. We will stand for what we believe is right. We will defend the defenseless, no matter the cost." Throughout the ship, crew members straightened, resolve hardening in their eyes. In the medical bay, Dr. Reeves placed a protective hand on the alien's shoulder, feeling a surge of warmth at the contact. "We are explorers," Arya continued, "but today we must be warriors. For the sake of our guest, for the principles we hold dear, and for the future of peaceful interstellar relations, we will stand our ground. Prepare for battle. Chen out." As the transmission ended, Arya turned to her bridge crew. Their faces were a mixture of fear and determination, but in each of them she saw unwavering trust. "Rook," she commanded, "I want every trick in the book. Use the asteroid field for cover, blind them with censored ghosts, whatever it takes. Zora, divert all non-essential power to shields and weapons. If we're going down fighting." As the crew sprang into action, Arya's mind drifted to their alien guest, the Lumina. Somehow, she knew that the key to their survival lay in understanding why it was so valuable to their attackers. But with a battle looming, there was no time for careful diplomacy or scientific inquiry. The Horizon dove into the asteroid field, weaving between massive chunks of rock with a grace belying its size. The insectoid ship followed, its green energy beams carving paths of destruction. In the medical bay, the Lumina's eyes flew open, its trilling cry rising to a fever pitch. Dr. Rees watched in awe as its scales began to glow, pulsing in time with the ship's evasive maneuvers. On the bridge, Aria felt a sudden warmth in her mind, a presence both alien and somehow familiar. In that moment, she understood. The Lumina wasn't just a refugee or a scientific curiosity. It was a living key to unlocking the very secrets of the cosmos. As another blast rocked the ship, Aria's resolve hardened. Whatever the cost, whatever the consequences, she knew that the fate of not just her crew, but perhaps all of humanity, now rested on protecting their newfound ally. "Hold on," she whispered, both to her crew and to the presence she felt in her mind. "We're just getting started." The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath as the horizon banked hard, bringing its weapons to bear. In the vast theater of space, a battle was brewing, one that would shape the destiny of multiple species and herald humanity's true entrance onto the galactic stage. Nexus of Destiny. The ESS Horizon shuddered under another barrage from the insectoid vessel, its shields flickering dangerously. On the bridge, Captain Aria Chen gripped her command chair, her knuckles white with tension. "Shields at 30% and falling," Rook shouted over the cacophony of alarms. "We can't take much more of this, Captain." Aria's mind raced. They were outgunned and outmaneuvered, their advanced exploration vessel no match for the alien warship, but she refused to give up. "Zara, any weak spots in their defenses?" Lieutenant Okoy's fingers flew over her console. "Negative, Captain. Their technology it's like nothing we've ever seen. It's adapting to our attacks in real time." Suddenly, a warm presence flooded Aria's mind, the Lumina. Images flashed before her eyes. Swirling cosmic energies, vast networks of crystalline structures spanning galaxies, and at the center of it all, a pulsing core of pure possibility. "The Lumina," Aria gasped, her eyes widening with realization. "It's not just a refugee, it's a key to something massive, something that could change everything." As if in response to her words, the ship's systems began to flicker and change. Holographic displays morphed into swirling vortexes of data, incomprehensible yet somehow deeply familiar. Dr. Elias Ree's voice crackled over the comms, breathless with excitement. "Captain, you need to see this. The Lumina, it's interfacing with our systems somehow. It's rewriting our technology on a fundamental level." Aria felt a surge of hope. "Can we use this to fight back?" Before Elias could respond, the Horizon's weapon systems came to life of their own accord. Beams of coruscating energy, unlike anything they had ever seen, lanced out towards the insectoid ship. Where they struck, reality itself seemed to warp and twist. "Impossible," Rook breathed, staring at his readouts in disbelief. "Those energy signatures, they're rewriting the laws of physics in localized areas." The insectoid ship reeled under the assault, its adaptive defenses useless against this new form of attack. But Aria knew they couldn't keep this up forever. They needed a plan. "Elias," she called out, "bring the Lumina to the bridge. Now." Minutes later, the medical team wheeled in the alien being, its iridescent scales pulsing with an inner light. As soon as it entered, the bridge seemed to shift and expand, the very fabric of space-time bending around them. Aria approached the Lumina, feeling waves of gratitude and urgency emanating from it. "We need your help," she said softly. "Show us how to end this." The Lumina's silver eyes locked onto hers, and suddenly, Aria's consciousness expanded. She saw the universe not as a vast, empty void, but as an intricate web of energy and information. The insectoid ship wasn't just a vessel, it was a cancerous growth on this cosmic network, disrupting the natural flow of energy. Understanding flooded her mind. The Lumina weren't just a species, they were custodians of this vast cosmic web, and the ship attacking them was part of a force seeking to unravel it all, to rewrite the very foundations of reality for their own gain. With newfound clarity, Aria turned to her crew. "Listen carefully, we're going to open a gateway." "A gateway?" Zara asked, confusion evident in her voice. "To where?" "Not where," Aria replied, her eyes gleaming with the knowledge imparted by the Lumina. "When? We're going to send that ship out of sync with our timeline." The next few minutes were a flurry of activity as the crew, guided by the Lumina's cosmic insights channeled through Aria, reconfigured the Horizon's systems. The ship's energy core pulsed with power it was never designed to contain, but somehow held stable. As the insectoid vessel launched another attack, Aria felt the Lumina's presence strengthen in her mind. "Now," she commanded. A beam of pure chronological energy burst forth from the horizon, enveloping the enemy's ship. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, reality itself seemed to hiccup. The insectoid vessel flickered, its form becoming transparent, then translucent, before finally vanishing altogether. Stunned silence fell over the bridge, broken only by the soft trilling of the Lumina. Did we just erase them from existence?" Rook asked, his voice barely above a whisper. Aria shook her head, still reeling from the cosmic awareness fading from her mind. "No, we shifted them out of our time stream. They're elsewhere, scattered across the cosmic web where they can do no more harm." As the adrenaline of battle faded, the true magnitude of what had just occurred began to sink in. Humanity had not only made first contact, but had been thrust into a cosmic conflict beyond their wildest imaginations. The luminous trilling grew stronger, and Aria felt a final surge of communication. Images of vast networks of alien civilizations flashed through her mind, all connected by the cosmic web the Lumina safeguarded. And now, humanity was being offered a place among them. "Captain," Zara said, her voice filled with awe as she stared at her displays. "I'm picking up signals, thousands of them, from all across the galaxy. They're welcoming us." Aria stood tall, her gaze moving from the Lumina to the starfield visible through the Horizon's view screen. In the span of a few hours, everything had changed. Humanity's place in the universe, their understanding of reality itself, had been fundamentally altered. "Send a message to Earth," she said, her voice strong and clear. Tell them the universe just got a whole lot bigger. And we've been invited to the cosmic table." As the crew bustled with renewed purpose, Aria placed a gentle hand on the luminous shimmering form. A wave of warmth and kinship washed over her. This was just the beginning, she realized. A new chapter not just for humanity, but for life across the cosmos. The stars seemed to shine brighter as the ESS Horizon hung in space, no longer just an exploration vessel, but a nexus of destiny, the ship that would guide humanity into a new era of cosmic citizenship. Echoes of eternity. The return journey to Earth was unlike anything the crew of the ESS Horizon had ever experienced. With the Lumina's influence, their ship now navigated the cosmic web with unprecedented ease, crossing vast distances in the blink of an eye. The universe had become their highway, and they were learning to drive at light speed. Captain Aria Chen stood at the helm, her eyes gleaming with the residual knowledge imparted by the Lumina. The alien being rested in a specially designed chamber nearby, its iridescent scales pulsing in harmony with the ship's new evolved systems. "We're approaching the solar system, Captain," Lieutenant Zora Okoye announced, her voice tinged with excitement and apprehension. "ETA 5 minutes." Aria nodded, a small smile playing on her lips. 5 minutes to change the course of human history. No pressure. As they entered familiar space, the crew gasped collectively. Earth, their blue marble home, seemed somehow both smaller and more precious than ever before, but it wasn't alone. "Captain," Rook Thompson called out, his usually stoic voice wavering. "We're detecting multiple vessels in high Earth orbit. They're not ours." Before panic could set in, the Lumina trilled softly. A wave of calm washed over the bridge crew as understanding dawned. These weren't invaders, but envoys, representatives of the vast galactic community they were about to join. "Open a channel to Earth Space Command," Aria ordered, straightening her uniform, "and patch in a feed to every major news network on the planet. It's time to make history." As billions of screens across Earth flickered to life, showing the astonishing sight of alien ships peacefully orbiting their world, Aria took a deep breath and began to speak. "People of Earth, this is Captain Aria Chen of the ESS Horizon. What I'm about to tell you will change everything you thought you knew about our place in the universe." Over the next hour, Aria recounted their incredible journey, the rescue of the Lumina, the battle with the insectoid aggressors, and the revelation of the cosmic web that connected all of space and time. As she spoke, the Lumina projected breathtaking visions of distant worlds and advanced civilizations directly into the minds of every human watching. "We stand at a crossroads," Aria continued, her voice strong and clear. "Today, we have been offered membership in a galactic community beyond our wildest dreams. But this gift comes with great responsibility. We must prove ourselves worthy custodians of the cosmic web, protectors of the very fabric of reality." As she finished speaking, a new signal came through, a transmission from the lead alien ship in orbit. The being that appeared on screen was unlike anything humans had ever seen, a swirling vortex of energy and light, vaguely humanoid, but clearly not bound by physical form. "Greetings, people of Earth," it said, its voice resonating not through sound, but directly in the minds of all who listened. "We are the Council of Cosmic Custodians, and we have come to welcome you to the greater galactic family." What followed was a whirlwind of diplomacy, cultural exchange, and technological marvels. The Horizon became the centerpiece of this new era, its hybrid human Lumina systems serving as a bridge between Earth's technology and the advanced science of their new allies. Months passed in a blur of discovery and adaptation. Earth's greatest minds worked tirelessly alongside alien scientists, unraveling the mysteries of the cosmic web and humanity's role in maintaining it. The Lumina, now fully recovered, became an ambassador of sorts, helping to ease the transition and translate complex cosmic concepts into terms humans could understand. But as humanity reached for the stars with newfound vigor, shadows began to stir in the depths of space. The insectoid aggressors they had faced were not alone, it seemed. There were others who sought to unravel the cosmic web, to rewrite reality for their own nefarious purposes. 1 year after their return to Earth, Aria found herself once again on the bridge of the Horizon, but this time she wasn't alone. A crew of hand-picked humans and alien allies stood ready, their ship now a testament to the union of multiple species technologies. "Captain," Zara called out, her station now a swirling holographic interface that seemed to anticipate her thoughts. "We're receiving a distress call from the Andromeda Galaxy. A Lumina sanctuary is under attack." Aria's eyes met those of the Lumina, who now stood as an equal member of her crew. They shared a moment of silent understanding before she gave the command. "Plot a course, Lieutenant. It's time to show the universe what humanity can do when we stand united with our cosmic allies." As the Horizon prepared to jump into the cosmic web, Aria felt a surge of pride and purpose. They were no longer just explorers or diplomats. They were guardians of reality itself, venturing into the unknown to protect the very foundations of existence. The ship hummed with power, its hybrid systems singing in perfect harmony. With a flash of light that seemed to bend the very fabric of space-time, the Horizon vanished from Earth's orbit, embarking on a mission that would echo through eternity. In that moment, as they traversed the cosmos at speeds beyond human comprehension, Aria realized that this was humanity's true destiny. not just to reach for the stars, but to become an integral part of the cosmic tapestry, weaving their own unique thread into the grand design of the universe. As they emerged from the cosmic web near the besieged luminous sanctuary, the crew of the Horizon stood ready. Human ingenuity, alien wisdom, and the power of unity coursed through their veins. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, guardians of a legacy as old as time itself. The battle for the cosmic web had only just begun, and humanity was ready to play its part in the greatest story ever told, the ongoing saga of life, consciousness, and the very nature of reality itself. Quantum Crusade. The Andromeda Galaxy blazed before them, a swirling maelstrom of stars and cosmic dust. But the beauty of this alien skyscape was marred by the chaos unfolding around the luminous sanctuary, a massive crystalline structure that pulsed with the very essence of the cosmic web. Captain Aria Chen's eyes narrowed as she took in the scene. Swarms of insectoid ships, far more numerous than the lone aggressor they had faced before, surrounded the sanctuary. Their sickly green energy beams lashed out, trying to penetrate the shimmering force field protecting the luminous stronghold. Status report, Aria commanded, her voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. Zora's fingers danced across her holographic interface. The sanctuary's shields are holding, but they're weakening. I'm detecting thousands of luminal life signs inside. If those shields fail... She didn't need to finish the thought. Everyone on the bridge knew what was at stake. This wasn't just a battle for a single outpost. It was a fight for the very integrity of the cosmic web itself. Tactical analysis, Rook, Aria ordered, turning to her security chief. Rook Thompson, his hulking frame now augmented with alien biotech enhancements, growled in frustration. They've got us outnumbered at least 50-1, Captain. Conventional tactics won't cut it here. Aria nodded, having expected as much. She turned to the Lumina standing beside her, its silver eyes swirling with concern and determination. Any ideas, old friend? The Lumina trilled softly, and suddenly Aria's mind expanded. She saw the battle not just in 3 dimensions, but in quantum layers of reality stacked upon each other. The insectoid ships weren't just physical vessels. They were quantum anomalies, disruptions in the very fabric of space-time. Understanding flooded her consciousness. Zora, reconfigure our sensors to detect quantum fluctuations. Rook, charge the chronocannons. We're not just fighting ships, we're fighting holes in reality itself. As the crew rushed to comply, Aria felt a surge of pride. In the year since Earth had joined the galactic community, they had pushed the boundaries of science and technology further than anyone thought possible. Human innovation combined with alien wisdom had created miracles. All hands, battle stations, Aria announced shipwide. What we do here today will echo across galaxies. We are the guardians of reality, the protectors of existence itself. Let's show these cosmic vandals what happens when they mess with the fabric of the universe. A cheer went up throughout the ship, a battle cry that transcended species and reverberated through the cosmic web itself. The Horizon surged forward, its hybrid engines leaving trails of quantum fire in their wake. As they closed in on the enemy fleet, Aria felt the ship's systems synchronize with her thoughts, guided by the luminous cosmic awareness. Fire chronocannons, she commanded. Beams of pure temporal energy lanced out from the horizon, each shot precisely calculated to seal the quantum breaches the insectoid ships were creating. Where they struck, reality itself seemed to ripple and heal. The enemy, caught off guard by this new form of attack, broke formation. Several ships imploded, crushed by the weight of the timelines they had tried to disrupt. But the insectoids were quick to adapt. Their ships began to phase in and out of reality, becoming harder to target. They're trying to desynchronize from our timeline, Zora shouted over the chaos of battle. Aria gritted her teeth. Not on my watch. Engage the quantum tethers. Gossamer strands of energy shot out from the horizon, latching onto the fleeing enemy ships. These quantum tethers, born from the merger of human theoretical physics and Lumina cosmic science, anchored the insectoids to their current reality. The battle raged on, a spectacular display of advanced technology and cosmic forces. The horizon danced through the enemy formation, its movements guided by predictive algorithms that anticipated the flow of the cosmic web itself. But even as they gained the upper hand, Arya knew this was just the beginning. The insectoid fleet was vast, and for every ship they destroyed, 2 more seemed to take its place. "Captain," Rook called out, his voice tight with tension. "The Sanctuary's shields are about to fail. We can't hold them all off." Arya's mind raced. They needed something big, something that would turn the tide decisively. Her eyes met those of the Lumina, and in that moment of connection, a plan formed. "All power to the quantum core," she ordered. "We're going to create a temporal nexus point." The crew looked at her in shock. A temporal nexus point was theoretical, a confluence of timelines that could rewrite the laws of physics themselves. It was incredibly risky, with the potential to tear apart the very reality they were trying to protect. But Arya's determination never wavered. "Trust me," she said, her voice filled with the certainty of cosmic insight. As the enemy closed in, the horizon's systems began to overload. Energy crackled across the hull, and the very fabric of space-time began to warp around them. "Now," Arya shouted, her mind merging with the ship's systems and the cosmic awareness of the Lumina. A blinding flash of light engulfed the battlefield. For a moment, time itself seemed to stop. Arya saw glimpses of possible futures, alternate realities bleeding into one another. She felt the weight of countless timelines converging on this single point in space and time. When the light faded, the scene had changed dramatically. The insectoid fleet was in disarray, many of their ships having phased out of existence entirely. Those that remained were twisted, corrupted versions of themselves, shadows of possibilities that never came to be. The luminous sanctuary stood untouched, its crystalline structure now glowing with renewed power, and the horizon at the center of it all pulsed with an energy that defied comprehension. As the dust settled, Arya realized what they had done. They hadn't just won a battle, they had reshaped the local laws of physics, creating a pocket of space where the cosmic web was stronger, more resilient to attack. "Status report," she said, her voice hoarse with exhaustion. Zara looked up from her console, her eyes wide with awe. "Captain, we did it. The enemy fleet is neutralized, and I'm detecting a massive surge in the strength of the cosmic web in this sector. It's like we just created a fortress in the fabric of reality itself." A cheer went up from the crew, the euphoria of victory mixing with the sheer wonder of what they had accomplished. They had pushed the boundaries of science and reality and emerged victorious. As the luminous sanctuary hailed them, expressing profound gratitude and amazement, Arya allowed herself a moment of reflection. This victory was more than just a military triumph. It was proof that humanity, working in harmony with their cosmic allies, was capable of miracles. The battle was over, but Arya knew their journey was far from finished. Somewhere out there, the masterminds behind this attack were plotting their next move. The war for the cosmic web would continue. But as she looked at her crew, human, Lumina, and a dozen other species all working in perfect unity, Arya felt a surge of hope. They were the guardians of reality, the protectors of existence itself, and together there was nothing they couldn't accomplish. "Plot a course for the galactic core," she commanded, her voice ringing with purpose. "It's time we took the fight to the enemy. The cosmic crusade has only just begun." As the horizon prepared to jump, its systems humming with newfound power, Arya knew that they were writing a new chapter in the history of the universe. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not just as explorers or diplomats, but as cosmic warriors, defending the very foundations of reality itself. The ship vanished in a flash of quantum fire, leaving behind a strengthened sector of space and a legend that would echo across galaxies for eons to come. The quantum crusade had begun, and the universe would never be the same.